Okay then. It's incredibly easy to fall into bad habits, and so much harder to maintain good ones. And the holidays wreak merry hell on habits either way. So I'm getting more organized, and you'll be seeing a lot of more of these regularly again, mostly because everybody around me is going, get back to your stuff. So, okay. So let's just share. Onward. Shaintar Legends Unleashed is done, except for a couple of minor things that have cropped up. We've put it out there. But for example, sincerest thanks to Matt Heerdt, who caught the header problem on a few of the pages. He caught on the teaser pages I've been putting out there in preparation for release of the Player's Guide that some of the headers on the pages still say Legends Arise. In digital printing, it is so easy to make a cut paste error. I know any one of you who does anything where you create stuff and you go, well, I did that already, so I'm just going to cut and paste it over here, but I'll just fix it. And then you forget to fix it, right? Well, that's what happened in this case. Took some pages that were designed for Legends Arise, cut them, paste them over to the Legends Unleashed book, and then forgot to change the Arise to Unleashed. So thank you, Dave. Or I'm sorry, Matt. And yeah, I sent you a message. Get a hold of me. I want to hook you up with something because we really do appreciate that. So what that means is another revised version of the PDF and a slight delay in the print files going through the process to be made available via DriveThruRPG. But as many of my famous, or one of my favorites, well, actually now a bunch of us repeat what he said. He's fond of saying, "No book is finished, only published." In the days of digital everything, we have a capacity for on-the-spot changes, so there is at least that. So by now, all the backers should have either or both the Savage or Shaintar Legends Unleashed PDF or the Player's Guide, or both if they're supposed to get them. Though, as we said, a revision is coming, which means when that word goes out there, you can go back to that same email that you were sent, click download the latest, and you'll have it where you don't have the Legends Arise thing if you care. It's up to you, but that would be there. Um, and if you don't, if you're a backer of Shaintar Legends Unleashed and you were supposed to get either a player's guide or the full PDF, they are available. You should have them. If you don't, get a hold of us. We'll get you sorted out. The Player's Guide should be available for sale on DriveThruRPG by late tomorrow, which date-wise is Tuesday, January 28th. I'm in the Central Time Zone, U.S. So that's the almost certainly when it's going to happen. But I'm holding off on making the full book available until the print version is ready. That way, if you want to buy the print version, you can get the PDF iteration free at the same time, because that's how I do things. If you buy the print version, you get the PDF free. Screwed up with that with Legends Arise. I'm not going to make that same mistake with Legends Unleashed. So I'm going to make sure it's all ready to go before I fire that off. That should be in the next couple of weeks. Within, like less than, if all goes well. At this point, I'd like to know if there's any Shaintar GMs going to Gen Con. It's a complete switch of subjects, but I just want to throw this in here. If you are a Shaintar GM and you are going to Gen Con, please get a hold of me if you're interested in running a Shaintar Justice in Life game or 3. Officially, we can coordinate and do all kinds of fun things at the show. I'd love to coordinate with you, and you will be the recipient of the bounty of my gratitude, which may well mean walking away from the show with something pretty cool. So if you want to do it and get free stuff from me because you did, contact me. Okay. In other words, or in other news, I have signed on as the Senior Communications and Creative Development Guy because we don't like regular titles at Savage Mojo. They offered me a real title. I said no, I didn't want one. I'm the chief Kibler guy at my own company, so why? So anyway, this is why many of you have been seeing the new daily Mojo messages, and they've had squiggle line SPF because that's me. I'm SPF. And just like people can be best friends, so can companies. And that's kind of what's going on with EB and SM. We are best friends. We're not the same company. We're not merged. Though, as far as most people are concerned, we might as well be. But mechanically and financially and other ways, we're not. We just have a lot of partnerships going on. But this way, I can do some silly and fun and cool stuff that they're not directly involved in, and vice versa. But we also share a lot of stuff. So it's a really good, fun relationship. In the very near future, I will also be putting out daily howls. So I'll be sharing bits of news and stuff from Beaver Beagle every day, like I'm doing for Savage Mojo. Kind of, sort of, you're getting the daily howls with these teasers I've been putting out every day for the Player's Guide, and I'm just going to continue from there. I am deep into Guidebook 1, Magic and Cosmology, which is the first guidebook following on from Legends Unleashed. A lot is being added to that book beyond what was originally planned. At the same time, a lot of narrative stuff is going to be going in as web content, which means it's going to be available for free online via the Shaintar.com website. And this is a new plan. We are rearranging things. You're going to be getting a lot more fun, crunchy, cool stuff, new stuff for these guidebooks, which means all the stuff that was sitting there as narrative stuff from before, as we have to make room, a lot of it's just going to be made free content until one day we get around to doing a big old gigantic and deluxe world book, which will be another thing. See, speaking of the website, lots of changes going on there. We've been doing a huge reevaluation. That's kind of what's been going on in the background while you haven't been seeing a lot of these. There's been an entire reevaluation of the entire web presence and the nature of the Justice in Life campaign, which are all kind of intertwined. Our goal is to streamline and simplify, as well as to provide the right tools for the right needs. So we have some really interesting stuff in development, as we've identified 5 things that we feel are important to the web presence and experience for Shaintar fans: information, content, forums, campaign management, and a wiki. Basically, information is what's coming out, what's going on in the world of Evil Beagle, Savage Worlds, Shaintar, etc., etc. Content is the actual world book information stuff to delve into and learn and know about the world. Forums is a place to share information, ask questions, interact with each other about all that's going on. Campaign management is a tool set for you to have your own official campaign presence and get that information as much as you want to, and your players as much as they want to, get that information out for other people to see and interact with as you wish. Let me re-emphasize this, okay? It's part of the new philosophy. And then ultimately a wiki. That's in our hierarchy of needs. It's not at the top, but it eventually an interactive way to share all this content and information in a fun and sort of ultimately important way, but we're doing this in stages. So at this stage, we're looking seriously at breaking these up into directions that better fulfill the intended roles, rather than try to use an all-in-one approach that may not serve every need well. We love Mark Napick. He's amazing. He's such a rock star that you never know enough about. The guy he's just done amazing things and continues to do so. But we want to take some things off of his plate. He did just have a baby after all. And as well as, we've experimented with some things that worked the way we wanted them to, some things that worked better than we possibly could have hoped, and some things maybe not as much quite what we had hoped for. So we're now reevaluating after we had a chance to kind of play with this for a while. And Al, Big Al Bear, and Sean Gore, and Howard Brandon, and Mark, those 4 in particular of the flock have been really busting butt to come up with solutions. And in about a week, we should have some finalized stuff, and we'll have a lot more to share on that. But I want you to know that is really crunching forward. And we've got some really interesting things to tease out there, I'll say. We've looked at some new ideas that are pretty exciting. No sacred cows was one of our things, right? If what we're doing isn't the right way and somebody else is doing it better, let's look at how they're doing it. So keep an eye out. This is going to be exciting. Hand in hand with that, like I said, we're revising the entire approach to how the Justice in Life campaign functionally works for everyone. We want to make this less about management and work and more about fun and creativity. As I coined the phrase a few years back when we had some serious technical problems on the first day of Origins when I was helping run that show, let them play is the mantra. And the last thing we want to do is make any part of this unfun for the participants. So this will mean a few things. GMs will pick a spot, or better yet, create one on the map. Go to town, have fun, do whatever you like within the general canon there. Which is within the general canon is, don't bring Bugs Bunny in. Don't make it about Camelot. Keep it within Shaintar. But other than that, go to town. It's your space. Go nuts. Whatever. Feel free to have you guys roam about the world, but realize that as you visit other places where someone else has laid claim, you can't just make changes that they don't like. I mean, you can, but at that point, what you've done is like one shade over in terms of reality. There's going to be official canonical reality, and then there's going to be parallel worlds where you have decided to just completely go off the rails in whatever direction you want. It's fine. It's your campaign. Go nuts. Because Shaintar is part of the suzerain continuum, which evolves into this multi-dimension, anything goes cross-dimensional adventuring, it means parallel dimensions essentially of the same place are also going to exist, and this is going to be fine. So you guys just go nuts, and it can still be an official reality. Whether it's the official central Justice in Life reality, all depends on how much you play nice with everybody else or how much you don't want to, and it's entirely your choice. So that's where we're going with this, is if you still want to coordinate heavily with everybody else around you and make sure that what you're doing isn't stepping on their toes and they're not stepping on your toes, then it's going to be fine. But if you really just look, I don't want to be hamstrung. I want to move off in a different direction. I want my guys to go and kill the the emperor of the Cal Empire, and I want my guys to be the ones that did that. And I'm not going to wait and see if we can win that right via some sort of cool contest, which, by the way, is something that we're talking about doing. Fine, go kill the emperor and make that your iteration of the Shaintar reality, so that if your characters step through a portal and end up in somebody else's version, then they can talk about how they killed the emperor in their world, and it could be a really cool, various versions of the Justice League meeting each other kind of thing even. So that's perfectly fine and perfectly within canon because of the continuing idea. We're not cheese dicking it completely as a way out, but we are saying that's a way to go if that's how you want to go. So there's that. There will be a list of places that you need to leave as you find them, more or less. I mean, you can go to Kithros, the headquarters city of the Rangers, and you can have adventures in Kithros, but you can't destroy Kithros, and you can't completely upturn the entire structure there and then walk out and say, oh, everybody has to deal with that because that's what we did, unless you coordinate with us. I mean, that's still kind of the thing, is we're all going to talk and interact and play and try to coordinate and have fun. We want to hamstring you, but we were going to set basically some bigger story zones, as we call them. And, you can't guarantee that any major changes you there are going to be officially canon unless we have a chance to work on that. And this one includes places like Kithros, Camden, aka Snake's Den, Serenity, the city that Ed Greenwood's going to be writing a book for, Aramar, and places like that. The campaign management systems will be for your use and to share as you will. No requirements will be made to use them. Players who don't want to be bothered with really doing any work where their characters are concerned can just ignore the whole thing. They're still going to have official Justice in Life characters if they play in a Justice in Life game, if they want to take that character to a convention and play it. We're going to go on an honor system here. But if you bring a character that's ridiculously overpowered and got too much stuff, you've got to deal with the fact that a GM is going to go with that and look, no, that's not working, or and you just say, no, you can't play that character because they're too powerful. So it's up to you to be cool, right? I mean, we don't want to get so fiddly that we're having to ride herd on everyone. So just, be cool, play the character, legitimate experience points, legitimate acquisitions, great. If you've got something on your character sheet that seems like crazy, oh my God, a relic kind of thing, it might be a good idea to have your GM maybe attach a note so you can show it to other GMs and go, my GM said this, but then the GM can still say, well, for some reason it's not working that way when you play with me. And everyone gets to just make their own decisions to keep it nice and balanced. But the more you put into the experience, and it's the same thing for GMs, by the way. If you're running a campaign, you just don't feel like doing all that extra work. You just want to run your game, and you still want to be part of things, but you just don't want to do a lot of extra work. That's fine too. However, it's about what you want to put into things, and the more you do put into it, the more you're going to get out of the experience. There's going to be a reward system. For those who really go all out with the narratives and incident reports and the like, contributions will result in tangible things, like discounts and even freebies from Evil Beagle games, among other stuff. So we're going to have a cool reward system to really go all out to give benefit to those who give benefit to the community. All right, I'm going to leave it for that for now. There's a lot more to share, but just save it for next time. In the meantime, be sure to check out all the Facebook groups and pages, or the G+ pages. I'm listing it all down below. It's for Evil Beagle, Savage Mojo, Shaintar, and more. Thank you for staying connected and watching. And I'm going to get back to just more general fun discussions about gaming too, and other things like that as the year progresses. Oh, one more thing. Going to New York City in a couple of days, where I'm going to be meeting with the folks at Doctors Without Borders. I'm very excited and proud about this. I'm leading a focus group to help them improve relationships with the geek and gamer community as we look for more ways that we can all work together to make the world a better place. So more on that next time. Peace out.